Hello my friends, in this short video we will take a look at the firmware update 1.1 for Panasonic G9. I will mainly be testing the improvement of the autofocus tracking, image stabilization while using ultra-wide lens, and the processing of high-resolution mode pictures, because I guess that these are the most important updates, but we will also take a look at other updates. Please note that I only have one G9, so the samples were not shot at the same time. So let's start with the tracking. I personally think that the tracking was actually quite good with firmware 1.0, and after installing firmware 1.1, I have to say that I am very impressed. I didn't expect this at all. As you can see in this sample, the tracking is not only good by Panasonic standards, but even if this was shot on Sony with hybrid autofocus or Canon dual pixel AF, I would still say that this is very good. And this is quite a difficult situation because I'm using f2.8 aperture and moving the watch not only across the way but also away from the camera at the same time, and it doesn't have any problems in this situation at all, even at minimal focus distance. So definitely big thumbs up for tracking in firmware 1.1. This is really great performance. Another important thing for me is that firmware 1.1 is supposed to fix the issue where the stabilization wraps the image in corners when using ultra-wide lens like Panasonic 7 to 14mm f4 or 8 to 18mm f2.8 to 4. This happens specifically when you are walking. You can see that very clearly in this sample that I shot back in January. I have made a walking test on the grass. Again, it is not shot at the same time, but I have to say that I don't see any improvement. I have watched these clips side by side probably 20 times, but I see no improvement with firmware 1.1. Let me know in the comments what you think. Next up is the improvement of the performance of motion correction while using high resolution mode. I have tested this on the second hand on my watch. I shot this with exactly the same settings, and here I also can't say that I see a difference. I'm not sure whether this was the best test, but I don't see any attempt to correct motion blur in either of these pictures. A new picture style has also been added. It is Monochrome D, known from Panasonic GX9. These monochrome JPEG styles are generally not my thing, but I have to admit that it is quite interesting. There is a ton of contrast. It is certainly not suitable for every occasion, but for out of the camera black and white pictures, it probably is my most favorite picture style. So the most significant improvement seems to be the autofocus. I also think that it works better in other situations besides the tracking. I have made G9 video autofocus review a couple of weeks ago where I was quite happy with the video autofocus, and now it has been even further improved. So overall, now I can say that the video autofocus in G9 is actually very good overall. Also, the comparison of the G9 and Sony a7 Mark III will be coming soon on this channel. A lot of people are interested about that. And in that video, I will also compare the G9 autofocus after the firmware update against mighty Sony a7 Mark III autofocus, so stay tuned for that. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope that you liked this video and that you found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you'd like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.